Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Shani Collins Woods from AskDrShani.com, and today I'm coming to you with a short video about salt. And I want to encourage you to reconsider or to reassess your relationship with salt. And I'll tell you why it's important to do that. I'm an African American woman. I'm from the Deep South. I'm from the Mississippi Delta. And all of my life growing up, my family was just, we've always had big gatherings and parties and, family events, it was graduation, holidays, and just celebratory events. And often at these events, there's good, old-fashioned soul food. And so I've kind of grown up in a tradition where, we celebrate things around food, as many African Americans do. And so we like to celebrate, right? But as you get older and, you start to, think about the things you are eating and, as some of your family members start to, deal with chronic health issues, as I've mentioned over and over before. My father is a 3-time stroke survivor. My parents, have chronic health issues. Their parents have chronic health issues or had them. You start to really reassess some of the things that you do for your own life and some of the values that, are important to you, but you really want to start thinking about ways to sort of tweak those things. So today I want to talk about salt because it is an ingredient that is found in a lot of the food that we eat. And so I want to talk about some of the ways I have had to make some adjustments to my lifestyle and am still working on making some adjustments with my salt. So a few years ago, I was speaking to my doctors. As I often mention, I talk to my internal medicine doctor a lot. And, we were just talking about, my family health history and high blood pressure and some of those chronic health issues. And so salt was a topic that came up. And, they were saying, well, you're a genetic risk for high blood pressure, X, Y, and Z. So you may want to cut back on your salt intake. So some of the things I have been working on over the past few years, and I'm not all the time perfect, but I have made a big switch in terms of using so much salt in my foods. And so one of the switches I've made is incorporating more of the Miss Dash into the foods that I cook. And Miss Dash is basically a salt-free seasoning that you can purchase from any local grocery store, and it comes in a variety of flavors. And one of the things I would encourage you to do is to really, as you are still, sort of trying to make a switch or reconsidering your health, is to really look at I'm sorry, this is a little blurry. Look at the nutritional content on the back of your products. And one of the things I have learned to do is to really look at the first 5 ingredients of any product, and specifically when it comes to your seasoning. Now, Miss Dash has ingredients that include, I'll just read from this, spices, onion, black pepper, chili, parsley, orange peel, and things of that nature. But what you don't see in the Miss Dash products, or even like a Kroger brand of like a seasoning that's pretty much, salt-free, it reads salt-free right there on the label, you won't read the ingredient salt. Now, for instance, if you look at some of these household staples that many of us have, like this Tony's Creole seasoning that I know every black home has. Everybody has this seasoning. Every Southern home has this seasoning, right? Well, a majority of you, I won't generalize, but a majority of people. The first ingredient you'll read is salt. Okay. And so what I've learned to do is to really take time to read the back of labels, because the ingredients, the first 5 ingredients will tell you what you are putting into your body. So if you are looking to make changes in what you're doing, or really to, work on your blood pressure, or to, just make a lifestyle modification, one of the areas that I would suggest you do is to reduce or modify your salt intake by, again, looking at the first 5 ingredients on your labels. And if the product is if the first 5 ingredients consist of salt, you may want to rethink purchasing that ingredient. Here I have lemon pepper, and it reads seasoning salt. So that's salt. Again, my husband and I go to the movies quite frequently. We love going to the movies. And, one of the things I love to do is load up with the butter and things of that nature, but it's really not healthy. So you really have to read the ingredients. And as you'll read here, one of the first 5 ingredients on this seasoning, which they sell at the movies, is salt. So just be mindful of your salt intake. Again, here's a bottle of sriracha sauce. the first 5 ingredients, when you read this, the ingredients will read salt. So be mindful of that. The second thing I want you to do is really, as we're going forward and moving and talking about making switches of any kind, it really starts like with a mental adjustment. You really have to ask yourself, what are my priorities here? If the doctor has recommended you take a certain path, it doesn't mean you're going to be 100% consistent all the time, but you really have to think through what they are saying and know that, they are coming from an informed position. So another way that I have tried to reduce some of the salt and also some of the fat is by purchasing items like, I can't believe it's not butter. If you'll read the back of this or the side label, it reads that it's 70% less saturated fat than butter. It also has 40% fewer calories than butter, 0 trans fat, and no partially hydrogenated oil. So those things are important because, anything that we are cooking with, you are also putting that, into your body. Again, the other day I made some bell peppers and the menu called for chicken stock. So what did I do? I went to the store and I bought the unsalted kind. So, consider that as you're making a switch in, flavoring your foods, especially as we approach the holidays. I think I read a study or something that read that most hospitalizations among individuals occur, immediately after the holidays. Most heart attacks and strokes and things of that nature, because people have, for the most part, been eating bad, during the holidays, or they've consumed so much salt, and, it's just a buildup of things over time. And so another thing that you can incorporate into your diet to really help you flush your system is lemon. I like to drink a lot of lemon water. My husband and I like to drink a lot of lemon water. And so if you, maybe a person, you don't have time all the time to run to the grocery store to buy fresh fruit, you could buy something like True Lemon, which is basically crystallized lemon. And 1 packet equates to 1 lemon wedge. So I often use 2 packets and just try to drink water throughout the day because it's very cleansing and it helps to purify your system. So again, reconsider or reassess your relationship with salt. I know we like things to taste well. We like our food to be seasoned and we want to enjoy the things that we are eating, but we have to also remember that what we're intaking can have a negative side effect, or it could have negative consequences for our health. And no one wants to go down the same path that our grandparents went down, that our, parents have gone down. A lot of times they weren't, properly educated. There was no, conversation about prevention, So as we are individuals who have access to the internet, to technology, to, so many different resources, we not only have to do better for ourselves and our families, but we just have to make sure that, we are passing on or traditions that will, that will be beneficial for our children as well. Because if our parents had it, that means we're 50% more likely to have certain chronic health issues. And what that means is if you're living with a chronic health issue, that means that your child is more likely to, have that same issue. And so, genetics and family health history, all of those things play into, why we have certain issues, in particular within the Black community. So that's my message for you today. Consider your relationship with salt. We love things to taste good, and, the holidays are coming up. But again, we want to make sure that we are healthy from the inside out. So that's my message. Be sure to check out my book, the SHE Devotional, 31 Daily Inspirations for a Woman's Spirit, Health, and Emotions. It's a book for all people where I talk about managing your spirit, health, and your emotions. Again, you don't have to be perfect, but if you make an effort every day, you will see changes. And so that's just what I'm about. And so please be sure to share this message, and also be sure to follow me on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ask Dr. Shani. I'm also on YouTube at Ask Dr. Shani. Be sure to like my blog, www.askdrshani.com, and visit my website, shanicollins.com. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful afternoon. Remember, cut back on your salt. Bye.